So hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions. So let's start with today's session and we are going to cover some small topics today, starting with the suspense account. So what is suspense account and how we define it is when we create a primary ledger, we can enable our suspense posting and can define a default suspense account to your primary ledger. Fine, but if you want to use another suspense account in addition to the default suspense account which you have assigned to your ledger, you can do the same. And you need to give a journal ledger post a balancing amount to a default account when there is no suspense account defined with a matching source and category. So what the thing is here is like when you create a primary ledger, there you need to give a default suspense account. But if you want for specific journal source or category to maintain a different account, so you can create it also in the application. So what will happen when general ledger will post a balancing amount, it will first look for the matching source and category of the journal. If it will get a source and category matching with the suspense account, then it will use that suspense account. Otherwise, it will take a default account which you have specified in your primary ledger. So basically, you can define suspense account by default in ledger, or you can specify suspense account as well for particular source or category, specially. Fine. So let's go to application and see where you can specify for ledger and how you can create another suspense account for a particular source or category. First, we need to log in, then select a responsibility. You have created responsibility with EBS demo responsibility. I'm going to select that only. Then I will go to setup, financials, accounting setup manager, and accounting setup. I'm taking you to the primary ledger, which we have already created. Just open it in edit mode. Then when you will go to this primary ledger options here, just open it, go to next. So here you can see suspense account is coming under journal processing. So you can give a suspense account here in your ledger level. It will act as a default suspense account for the journal posting balancing amount. Fine. So let's give our suspense account here. So I have created one account with the name suspense default for better understanding of the concept. So first is suspense default and another account I have created with suspense, which I'm going to use as an additional suspense account for a specific journal source and category. I will show you that also, that how you can specify for specific journal source and category as a suspense account. But right now we are talking about suspense default. So I'm selecting this account suspense default here. Fine. Okay, so there is some problem. Let me try one more time. So it's not taking. Basically, there may be some problem while creating the suspense default account. Okay, so the thing is, you can just give your default account here, suspense account, whatever you want for balancing amount. Whenever you're going to post in GL, whatever will be the balancing amount, this suspense account can be used for the same. And it is known as default suspense account, which you're going to attach in your primary ledger under ledger options here. It is not mandatory here, but if you want, it is requirement of obviously you need to assign here your suspense account so that you can use it. Fine. So this is basically the area, or I can say the window or the field where you need to specify your default suspense account. So there is some combination problem, and I'm going to when I'm assigning this code combination here for suspense account. So I will check it out afterwards. Basically, the concept I hope is clear that you need to specify here your suspense account in default. Fine. Then let's cancel it. Now let me open one Java form. Now the next thing is, apart from this suspense account which we have given in our ledger level in ledger options, if you want to make additional suspense account for a particular general source or category, how you can do that, I'm showing you that only now. So first, what will be the navigation? If you are not aware of the navigation, you can just use Control and L and you can search the task, or else let me show where you can find the suspense account is. Go to setup, accounts, and here you can see suspense. And if the navigation you can't remember, just press Control and L and you can search for the specific task there. So just open the suspense. Now here, what you need to give is your ledger, that is our EBS PL. Then you need to give a source for which you want to use this additional suspense account. Let's say, for example, you're taking source as payables, AX payable, it is predefined source, and say category as AP payments. Fine. So if you want a specific suspense account for this source AP payables with the category AP payment, you can just specify here. So when you will post a GL for the source and category, and if there is some balancing amount which needed to be posted in the suspense account, it will take this account first. And if you're not going to specify or create any additional suspense account here for any source and category, it will take the suspense account from the PL, our primary ledger option. So you can just go and give your account here. Let's see whether it is taking that code combination here or not, or it is giving still an error. Okay, I think I have made some CVR rule. That's why it is not taking it. So in our previous session, we have created CVR rule. So that's why it is not taking it. So fine. This is because of cross validation rule. So the basically what you need to do here is you need to specify your ledger, your source and category for which you need to create an additional suspense account. And after giving all this for information, just save it. Fine. So when you will post GL, it will first look into here, this field, source and category. If it's matching with the GL posting source and category, it will take suspense account from here, or else it will take it from the primary ledger default suspense account. So this was the concept of suspense account. Now the next thing which we are going to see today is summary account. So summary account is like GL uses summary templates to create summary accounts whose balances are the sum of multiple details account for a single ledger. We can use summary account to perform online summary inquiries as well as to speed the processing of financial reports, mass allocations, and recurring journal formulas. You can specify GL. You can specify when you want GL to maintain summary account balances. When you delete a summary template, GL deletes all summary accounts created from the template and their associated balance. So for summary account, summary template is very necessary. While defining a summary account, you need to specify everything in the summary template, and in summary template, whatever definition you are giving accordingly, summary accounts is created and their associate balance are also taken care of. The summary account is very useful for reporting purpose primarily, because if you want to see a summarized report for various account in one go, you can go for this summary account concept. Fine. Then you can also assign budgetary control options to a summary template for which you want to perform summary level budgetary control as well. So there is one option while creating summary account of the budgetary control. So you can use that also. Now here are some prerequisites which you need. Like you need to define your account segment while creating charts of accounts. So when you create a charts of account, we define various kind of segments there, like company, department, future segment, cost, operating unit, whatever. And so there we need to create one segment of accounts as well. Then only you can go for summarize accounts. If you will not assign or define any account segment, how you will perform summary accounts. So it is very important. Then define your roll-up groups and assign the roll-up groups to your parent segment values. So roll-up group concept we have also covered in our session, that how you can create a roll-up group and you can assign to a parent segment values. And those parent segment value will be used in summary accounts template creation. Fine. So what you need to do in roll-up group, or whatever the parent value is there in your segment, in your account segment, you just need to enable a parent segment there. Then you need to give a roller group there. Like if there is various kinds of assets, fixed assets, current assets, and there is one field of total assets. So total asset will be a parent segment value. You need to enable their parent value and you need to give a roller group there, like say assets, so that when you prepare your summary template, it will get reflected in your template for some summary account preparation. Then you need to define a ledger in accounting setup manager, which we have already covered, that how you can define your primary ledger. We have covered all the steps, all the C's and all the various steps of reporting currency till sequencing. Then the next prerequisite is if budgetary control is enabled for your ledger, defining a funding budget that requires a budget journal is also necessary if you're dealing with budgetary controls. So let me take you to the application and show you from where you can create a summary account. Going back to my Java form. Here the navigation is same. Setup, accounts, and under accounts you can see summary. Now here first you need to give the name of your summary account. Fine. So let's as we are practicing, I'm giving demo as the name. Demo summary. Then we need to specify ledger, that is EBSPL. Now you can see the template. So this is what is known as summary template, which you need to specify. Now, if you will open this EBS company first, you can see by default, there are two template value, D and T, D for detail and T for total. So your template creates and maintain a summary account for every detail segment value. If you will select the template value as D, so what will happen? It will create and maintain summary account for every detail segment value. This value creates the most summary account for any template value. but the GL will not allow you to define a summary account template, only D template value. So it is not possible that for each and every segment you specify template value is D only. GL will not allow this. So this point should one should keep in mind. So there is detail and then there is total. So what is in total? Your template creates and maintains a summary account that sum balance of all the detail segment values. This values create the fewest summary account of any template value. So therefore, the value T must be defined and enabled for the segment. Also, the segment value must be a parent and detail posting and budgeting are not allowed. So when you are creating your charts of accounts and when you are specifying there any segment value as a parent one, so for total, this is very important that you when you are creating your segments, then you need to specify there what is parent and what will be the child. Like if it is a parent segment, you need to enable the parent field, and detail posting and budgeting should not be allowed for the same. So this is DNT for the better understanding or for more clarification. Let me show you this PPT. So here one example I've taken of assets. So in assets there are cash, stock, cash equivalent, accounts receivable, and there is one total of current assets. These are current asset and this is total current asset. Then there is furniture, building, land. These are fixed assets and total of fixed asset. Then there is one more field, total asset, total of current asset and fixed assets. So what is D? Detailed summary account. It will contain creates and maintains summary account for every detail segment value here for cash, stock, cash equivalent, account summary. It will take all the fields. But if you will go for total, like it will take only total current asset or total fixed assets. Or if you want here total asset, you can go for total asset, which give the total of current assets and fixed assets directly. So basically, this is the difference between the detail and total. Detail will go for each and every segment value, and lot of summary accounts. This value will create more summary accounts. Fine. And if you will go for total, it will take the sum balance of all the detail segment values. Fine. So if you want a total, you can go for total. If you want detail, you can go for detail. I hope this makes the point more clear. Now let's take here, create one template. Say I'm taking total for this department also. Say detail I'm taking. Account. So here you can see one more thing. You can see roller group of asset is coming. As while creating our charts of accounts EBS structure, we have created one roller group for assets. So it is showing that also. So as we have discussed that it can take detail, it can take total, or it can also take a roller group if you have created and assigned any to your parent value. So that's why it is displaying one roller group here, which we have created while creating a charts of account. So if you want, you can take this also. So basically, roller group helps us to create a summary accounts. And then for this, the total only, then select. Fine. So this is template. Then there is description, not mandatory. If you want, you can add. Then there is earliest period. Now, what is the earliest period? Enter the earliest period for which you want GL to maintain your actual encumbrance and budget summary account balance. GL maintains summary account balance for this account period and for subsequent period. So earliest period you need to define here. And then you can see a budgetary control also coming. If you're using budgetary control for your ledger, you need to set a budget control option for the summary template also. This is a faded tab because we are not using budgetary control for a ledger. That's why. So this in this way you can create your summary accounts. Fine. And after giving all the required information, you just need to save the work you have done. So this was summary account. And for roller group, you can see this figure also, that while creating a segment, account segment, we have given a description as total asset and we are taking this as a parent. So we enabled it and we have given a roller group asset here. So Like in this manner, you can create a roller group and can assign and can use in summary account template creation. Fine. So this is how you can create summary account. Now the next thing is defining encumbrance. So what is defining encumbrance? With journal ledger, you can record pre-expenditures, commonly known as encumbrance. Fine. The primary purpose of tracking encumbrance is to avoid overspending a budget. Encumbrance can also be used to predict cash outflow and as a journal planning tool as well. So basically, encumbrance is like a legal liability, and recording of the pre-expenditure is known as encumbrance here. Now there are encumbrance type. So there are encumbrance type like which let you classify and track expenditures according to the purchasing approval process. So you can define encumbrance type in addition to GL standard encumbrance type or disable existing encumbrance type. So there are predefined encumbrance type like commitment and obligation. These are predefined. But if you want to create any additional encumbrance type, you can also create the same. So what is predefined here is the commitment and obligation. So what is commitment? It is uh, an encumbrance you record when you complete a purchase requisition. An obligation is an encumbrance you record when you turn a requisition into a purchase order. So this is the encumbrance type, which is already predefined. So basically, the encumbrance types are used to track the expenditure according to the purchasing approval process. So when this purchase requisition is completed, you record encumbrance time in commitment, and when purchase order is your requisition turns into a purchase order, you can go for obligation encumbrance type. So these are the encumbrance type which are created based on the purchasing approval process. Fine. So let's go to the application and see how you can create an encumbrance type. So the navigation is go to setup, journals, encumbrance. Fine. So you can see here encumbrance type and description is coming. So for seeing already created one here, you can see here commitment and one was obligation. You can see obligation. So these are two predefined one, commitment and obligation. Rest you can see a list of encumbrance. These are additional one which are not predefined. So let me also create one encumbrance type here. Say EBS encumbrance. Let me add description for practice. Fine, enable this, save it, and close it. Now I'm going to find encumbrance. I have just pressed Control and L, and all the function list came here. I'm just finding encumbrance. I need an enter encumbrance here. So we have already created the type. Now we can enter encumbrance, which we have created. So for that, go to enter encumbrance, new journal. So here you can see balance type encumbrance is coming. Let's say test encumbrance is coming. So when you create your journal normally, it will take balance type as actual. But if you want encumbrance, you can enter encumbrance like this. Balance type will be encumbrance, and you can give encumbrance type here, like what we have created just now with the name of EBS encumbrance. You can see it is coming. You just need to select and give here EBS encumbrance. So this is how you can create your encumbrance type and can assign while creating a journal. You can use encumbrance here. Fine. So this was encumbrance. Now next thing which we are going to cover here is account combination. So you need to define new accounts by creating new combination of account segment values. You must define all new accounts manually. If you do not allow dynamic insertion to create new accounts automatically, you can enable or disable specific account combination at any time. So what is account combination? You can see I have given the example here of like we have created segments like company, department, accounts, and intercompany. So you can see here various code combination with department, company 10 with department 000, account 1023 with intercompany 10. And the same matter, company 20 with department 001, then account 1025, and then intercompany 20. Now I'm using 10 company only with department 000 with the 1025 and accounts, and 10 intercompany. And the last one is like 20 company code is 20, then departments 000, and account is 1023, and the company is 20. So these are various combinations of account you can create. In the instance, you just need to specify your segment value sets and give a segment values, and you can create various permutation and combination of the accounts, the segment values as per your requirement, right? So you can do it manually by using this task account combination, but it is not required if you will enable dynamic insertion, or you can say enable allow a dynamic insertion at the time of creating your charts of accounts. So if I will show you this image, while creating a structure, there are various fields which we need to enable or disable according to our needs. So it is very important to if I just increase its size so it is visible now, that this is the option allow dynamic insert, which we need to enable very importantly. Then only various code combination, dynamic code combination you can create automatically. If you will not allow your dynamic insertion here, then accordingly combination you need to create manually for using the same. So it is better and important to allow a dynamic insertion here so that you can use your segment values in n number of code combinations as the requirement of the user is. Fine. So this is account combination. So let's go to instance. Now, what is the navigation? You need to go to setup accounts. There is setup accounts. You can say combinations. Just open it. So you can see here it is asking for account. So account is nothing but you need to define a code combination here. Like if you had not allowed a dynamic code combination there. So if you want to use 10 company code with 000 department accounts, they double 1113, and intercompany say this first one ICT. So you can just create this and say okay. So what will happen, this combination type is coming revenue as I have taken account as revenue. So as uh, this combination can be it is enabled. So if you want to use this code combination, it will be available for usage as you have created here. And if you want, you can also add effective date, that is from which date till which that this combination will be active. If you want to allow posting and budgeting for this code combination, you can just enable this, and you need to select enable to activate the account. If you enter any effective date range, like here, the account is only enabled within that date range. And if you will select a preserved here, it will select preserve to maintain the current attribute associated with this account. So it will preserve this. Not required. So whatever is required, you can just enable it. And in the same manner, you can create various code combination here and can enable or disable at any time. Like if you have made a code combination, you have saved it, but now you don't want to use it, and effective date, you have not specified effective date as well, that up till what date you need to use it, you can just go and disable this code combination. Then whenever you will enter 10 company with 000 department and 113 account and 11 code for intercompany, it will create an error. It will not allow us to use this account. Fine. So you can also create manually this code combination, but it is recommended to enable a dynamic insertion tab, the field uh, here, allow dynamic insert while creating code combination, so that you can use n number of code combination. And if you want any specific code combination here, you can also make enable disable the same as required. After just giving all the information, you need to just save your work and your account combination will be created. So this is account combination. And it is also possible, like if you want any code combination to restrict. So you can just come here and disable that code combination so that it will not be available for your further use. Fine. So you can enable, disable your account combination from here. Like it is enabled. Now I will disable it. So it will not be available for use. Fine. But it is good to enable dynamic insert at the time of creation of charts of accounts only. Now let's talk about the document sequence. So you can create a document sequence to uniquely number each document generated by an Oracle application. In GL, you can use document sequences to number journal entries, enabling you to account for every journal entry. So here is one point which needs attention, is like once you define a document sequence, you can change the effective to date and message notification as long as the document sequence is not assigned. You cannot change a document sequence that is assigned. So once it is not assigned, you can change it, but after assignment of document sequence, you cannot change the same. So purpose of the document sequence is to create a unique number for each document generated by Oracle application. Now you can select type of numbering you want for a document to have. Like you have three options. The one first is automatic. Documents are numbered in order by date and time of creation. Then there is gapless. With gapless numbering, no sequence number are lost due to incomplete or failed document creation. But it is recommended that you choose this type of what I can say is type of numbering only when gapless numbering is essential, as it may affect the preference of your system. Fine. So gapless. Then there is manual. The user must assign a number to each document when it's created. You must enter a unique value while creation. So you can go for automatic. It will create a number by seeing the date and time of creation. And gapless, it will create a segment without losing the data, whether it is incomplete or failed, it will create a number for the same. Then manual is user need to assign a number to each document manually, and it should be unique, and it should be taken care of that the numbers are not repeating. It is unique, because while creating manually, manual errors are also possible. So it is document sequencing. Now let's go to the application and just use Control and L to find the task. You can see a document sequence. Select it. So here you can give a name. I'm giving EBS, document sequencing DS. Then you need to give the application. Application will be the general ledger. Effective date it is taking from today's date only, so it's fine. And there is type automatic, manual, gapless, as we have discussed already. Automatic will create automatically. Manual, if you will choose, it will uh, need a user to assign the sequence for the document manually. Then there is gapless. So gapless is like it will create number for all the documents, whether it is in any form, incomplete or failed or anything. So you can use the same. So for automatic, you require inertial value, and for gapless, for manual, inertial value is not required. Why? Because you're going to manually enter the value. And what is inertial value? You need to enter inertial value for the first document in your sequence. So what will be the first document number from where it is going to start? So it is important when you select automatic or gapless to give inertial value like it is given here 1. Then there is message. You can choose whether to display a message to inform the user of the sequence name and number. So if you will enable this, it will inform the user of the sequence name and number. Fine. So as per your requirement, you can just choose the type, enable this message checkbox, and can also give an inertial value if required. And after that, you just need to save your work. Fine. So this is how you can create a document sequence by using the type of numbering. There are 3: automatic, manual, and gapless. So this is how you can define a document sequence in the application. Then after defining this document sequence, one important thing is to assign the same. When you need to go to assignment and you need to specify your application category ledger for which you need to use this document sequence. Let me navigate to you that also. I'm just pressing Control and L. So if you want to search any function of which your navigation is not clear, you can just put uh, you can just type Control and L, and you all the forms will available come into screen visible. Just you need to search for your required one and it will get displayed here. So we have defined document sequence, then you can assign document sequence assignment. Here you need to give your application category, journal, method, and here when you this is document tab, this is assignment tab, you need to give your application category, start date, and sequence. Fine. So this is also important. When the concurrent process is completed, you need to assign the sequence to an application and category, and optionally to the ledger and method as well. Here you can see the ledger and method. Fine. So then only you can use the you can use your document sequencing which you have defined. So basically, I hope it's clear that how you can define a document sequence, and here you need to assign the same by giving the application category, ledger, method, and sequence. It is not mandatory. Now after document sequencing, now let's talk about the automatic posting criteria. So as we have seen, journal reversal criteria for automatic reversal of the large number of journals entered and posted. So here is one more concept of automatic posting criteria where you can automatically post journal batch that meet the specific criteria that you define in an auto post criteria set. You can define multiple criteria set that include a range of journal effective dates and multiple auto post priorities. Auto post priorities include combination of ledger or ledger set, journal, source, journal category, balance type, and period. Once you define an auto post criteria set, you need to run the auto post program to select and post any journal batch that meet the criteria defined by the criteria set. You can also schedule the auto post program to run at specific time and submission interval. So what you need to do here is basically you need to create automatic posting criteria set. Then there is option for scheduling also came. So if you want to run the specific time and submission interval, so if you want to schedule the auto post program to run at specific time and submission interval, you can use that schedule tab and you can schedule it there also. We will see all this when we will go to the application. Then you can submit auto post program or schedule auto post run directly from the auto post criteria set window. Alternatively, you can use the submit request window as well. So let's go to the application and create one set, enter one journal and see how automatically you can post your journal. So for that, let's press Control and L and type in the word post. Okay, so I've just pressed it very quickly. So let me show you once again. Control L, search with post, enter. So here it is auto post criteria. Select. Now first we need to give a criteria set name. So I'm giving EBS auto post. Fine. Description is not mandatory. If you will enable the security, this assign access will get activated and you can assign your data access set, which we have already covered, that how you can create your access set and you can define how you can define your access set and assign and how you can use it. Fine. So you just need to enable here security. This tab will get activated and you can give the access. Fine. So it is already covered. Now the next thing is you need to give the priority. Now this is priority first. Then you can give ledger. Ledger set we will cover separately. So right now just focus on the ledger. So our ledger is EBSPL. Just select it and give a source. I'm giving all source. If you want specific source and category, you can just go for specific one. I'm taking all, balance type all, and period. I'm giving February 23. I want for February 23. Fine. So I have given this. So this manner you can just give your ledger, source, category, balance type, and period. Now there you can see a schedule. So you can just schedule interval here for which after that interval, like if you have scheduled interval like after 2 hours or it's like weekly, you can just go and schedule and this program will automatically run on that schedule, or else just save this work. Okay, fine. Just save this work and then submit it. So what happened when you will submit it, it will run your automatic posting. But right now I have not created any journal, so I cannot show you how automatic posting it is run. So I'm just showing what the tab submit here is when you will give a ledger. When you have already various journal entries which needs to get posted, you just come here, set make a criteria, give your ledger, source, category, balance, period, and just submit here. Press submit here for automatic posting. Fine. So right now what I'm going to do, I've already saved my work. Now I will go to journals. I will enter a journal. Then I will show you how you can um go for auto posting. You can use auto posting criteria set window, which I have just shown to you, and can submit and can go for submit button from there, or you can go to review your tab, and under review you can go to request and can run a new request and can run an auto posting from there also. So let's just first enter one journal, new journal. Auto post test. Give a period, giving February. Enter a line. With 55 USD. There a second line. If you want to add description, also you can add for demo. For demo. Fine. So here we have created our entered our journal. You can post it from here only, but it will be a manual post. We want to see the automatic posting how you can run. So it's if you want to go for manual, you can just post it from here. But right now I'm showing you how to post. So just save it, save the journal, close the form. Now what you can do is, as I have already said, after creating a journal, you can just go back to your auto post criteria set window, and from there you can just click on the submit button. What I have just shown you 2-3 minutes seconds ago. Fine. Now, but I am showing you the another way. First is the journal. First is the auto posting criteria set window, submit button, and the second one is go to view, request, go for submit a new request, give a name, like it may search with the name post only. So here it is, program automatic posting selected. Now enter parameters. You need to give your auto post criteria set, which we have created by EBS auto post. So I'm selecting that only and say OK. And after this, just submit it. So you can submit it from here as well, from the view request, submitting a new request, or directly from the auto post criteria set window. There also a submit option is there. You can submit from there also. Submit another request. No. Let's see the status of it. So it is pending, running. Just refresh it. It's need to get completed normally. So it's got completed normally. Let's check the status of our journal now. Go to journal, enter. Can just go to the query. So here you can see auto post test journal, test journal. This is posted. We have created with this 55 auto post test. So this has been posted successfully. So the one can go for manual posting while creating journal, or if you want automatic posting, you can go for auto post criteria set and can run a posting for a batch. So I have just shown you one journal line journal entry posting, but if you want, you can just go for a batch posting in one go by using a auto post criteria set. Fine. Now, the next thing which we are going to see today is security rule. So you need to define security rule to restrict your user to access to certain account segment value. So security rule, as the name is showing, it is for security purpose. So when you will create a security rule and you assign responsibility to the rule. So according to that responsibility only, the user can get an access of the segment. Like you have one segment, say account segment. If you want a particular user with a particular responsibility, only can use that account segment, you can go for security rule. Fine. So what I have said that when you want a particular user with a particular responsibility can have access to a certain account segment value, you can go for security value. And it is very important before creating security rule that while creating a chart of account, you have enabled the security there. So let me take you where, what is the place I'm talking about in charts of accounts. Sorry, you need to go to setups, financial, flex fields, key segments. Fine. Let's, sorry, I have taken you to the segment. I need to take you to the segment values. So for that, I need to go to validation, value. Fine. So you can take any navigation. You can go from here or you can go from segment also. So let me take you from here only first. So we have created with EBS. So here is the EBS accounts. If you will open it, so it is giving the detail, it is not showing the security. So okay, fine. So you need to go to segment values only. Sorry for the confusion. So you need to go to setup, financials, flex field, key and segments. Now search for our structure. First we need to give application and find your structure. Fine. Just go for segments. Select this EBS account, open it. Now here you can say security is not enabled here. So first you need to enable your security here while creating charts of accounts. Then only you will be able to create the security rule. So if you have not enabled it, when I will go for creation of security rule, this account segment, EBS account, will not get reflected there. Let me show you. I have not enabled while creating charts of accounts. So let me take you to security rule configurations. So just pressing Control and L, planning with security, key flexible security rule. So when I will find here EBS, when I will find with EBS, you can see nothing is coming. Why? Because while creating our charts of accounts, I have not enabled the security there. So for showing you how you can create a security rule, I am going to just use another PL and another responsibility. So in my EBS demo responsibility and EBS PL and EBS chart of account, I can say I have not enabled security. So I cannot show you security rule. So that's why I'm just going to switch responsibility here and taking GL super user, because for this, with this, I can show you how you can go for security rule conversion. So first I'm changing my responsibility. then Control L, go for security. So basically, I am going to use Vision account, which is already a seeded one in the application. So I'm going to use Vision account, that is operation account, for showing you how you can create a security rule. So using the seeded one only here. So going to key flexible security rule, then go for value sets with operations. Operation account, say OK, find. So here it is. You can see that here already one security rule is created. So let me create a new one here. So this is one. So I'm just changing here only in this already created one. So let's say giving the name as demo, giving the message as not. So I'm making the security rule that accounts, say the user with the responsibility, GL super user cannot have an access to cash account. Fine. So not authorized to use cash account. Say this message needs to get displayed. Now, first you need to include all the segments, account segment value. So I have used from low to your high, that is the last segment. I need to include all the segment values here. Then you need to exclude. So I need to exclude a cash account. So let me find the cash is 1110. So I'm going to exclude this specific account here, cash account. Then after giving all this information, now what I will do, I need to first save it, then go for assign. So this security rule I'm going to assign to whom? With a person having responsibility of GL super user. So it is application will be the general ledger. Then you need to give a responsibility that like I have given general ledger super user and a name demo. What name it is? It is nothing but the name which we have used for here, security rule creation. So it's displaying that only. So if I will just erase it and show you how it will be entered. So let me do it again for you. Just going add application first. Then assign a responsibility that only this person, the person with the general ledger super user responsibility will fall under the security rule. Fine. So here it is general ledger super user. So for the person with who has the responsibility of general ledger super user will fall under this security rule and will not be able to have an access to your cash account. Fine. And name will be here demo. It will be demo here. Fine. Just save the work. Save it again. Now let's enter one journal and see whether this person, first let's switch responsibility GL super user again so that it gets activated. It takes some our EBS demo responsibility. And then go back again to journal area super user responsibility. Now go to journal and enter new journal. Say test. You can see ledger is coming vision. Give line 1. Give account. So we need to use alias. So it's a cache. So if you will add this cache here, say OK. Give a department. It is not showing the cache account 1110. So you can see it is not showing your cache account here. Fine, because it is not authorized to use the same. That's why this 1110 is not shown here. Fine. So this is how its security rule work. The person who do not have access to a particular account segment value, and if you will define a security rule for that, when you will search for the particular account, it will not get displayed while for using the same here. You can see 1110 is not there. If you will add right cache here, then also you can see it is not showing anything. Let me just check first. We can see it is giving payroll cash account and it is not showing the one which we have taken cash account. It will not get displayed here for use. Fine. So this is how security rules can be created. So the benefit of security rule is if you are restricting a user to have an access to certain account segment value, so when he is going to use that account, it will not get displayed only when for entering a journal or any task which is he is performing. So it will not get displayed for use purpose for that person, a user. Fine. So basically what you need to do is you need to create security rule and give a responsibility there that a user who has access to that responsibility to that user only the security rule that will get applies. Fine. So in today's session, we have covered a very small topics that how you can create suspense account. There is one default and how you can create one additional suspense account, how you can create your summary account. And then we have seen how you can create encumbrance type, then how you can create additionally any account code combination you want, then how document sequencing is defined and assigned. Then we have seen how to go for auto posting criteria set. Go for auto posting by using auto posting criteria set. Then at the end, we have also seen how you can use a security rules. So I have just given all the topics, basically how you can define the same and how you can use this in a large manner. Fine, so we have covered all this. So, okay, this is all for today. Thanks for watching.